I will teach you how to think like a true leader. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why 95% of people will never experience true leadership, not because they lack the ability, but because they've been programmed to think like followers from day one. Right now, you might be feeling stuck in your career, watching others get promoted while you remain invisible, or perhaps you're tired of waiting for someone else to give you permission to step into your power. The harsh truth is that traditional education and society have conditioned us to seek approval, follow orders, and play it safe. The exact opposite of what creates real leaders. But here's what Napoleon Hill discovered after studying over 500 of the world's most successful leaders. Leadership isn't a talent you're born with. It's a specific way of thinking that can be learned and mastered by anyone willing to challenge their current mental programming. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 5 core principles that separate true leaders from everyone else. And more importantly, I'll show you exactly how to rewire your mind to think like someone who naturally attracts opportunities, inspires others, and creates lasting success. What I'm about to share with you goes against everything you've been taught about leadership, and it might make you uncomfortable because real growth always happens outside your comfort zone. These aren't feel-good motivational quotes or surface-level tips. These are the actual mental frameworks used by leaders who've built empires, changed industries, and left legacies that outlasted their lifetimes. Are you ready to discover what's been holding you back from the leadership role you were meant to play? True leadership begins with a fundamental shift in how we perceive ourselves and our capabilities. Most people walk through life believing that leadership is reserved for a select few, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Every individual possesses the raw materials necessary to become an exceptional leader, yet they remain dormant until awakened by conscious effort. The difference between those who lead and those who follow lies not in their circumstances, but in their mental conditioning. When you start to think like a leader, you automatically begin to attract the opportunities, people, and resources that align with that mindset. The foundation of leadership thinking rests on 3 pillars: self-awareness, personal responsibility, and unwavering faith in your vision. Self-awareness means understanding your strengths, weaknesses, and the unique value you bring to any situation. Personal responsibility involves taking ownership of your results, whether they're positive or negative, without making excuses or blaming external factors. Faith in your vision requires you to believe in possibilities that others cannot yet see, maintaining confidence even when faced with skepticism or temporary setbacks. These 3 elements work together to create an unshakable mental framework that supports all leadership activities. Most people fail to develop true leadership thinking because they're constantly seeking external validation and approval from others. A real leader understands that validation must come from within, based on principles and values rather than popular opinion. They make decisions based on what's right, not what's easy, or what will make them liked by everyone. This internal compass guides them through difficult situations and helps them maintain integrity even under pressure. The moment you stop needing others to tell you you're capable, you begin to discover just how powerful you truly are. Self-confidence isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that can be developed and strengthened through deliberate practice and mental conditioning. The most successful leaders throughout history weren't naturally confident. They learned to cultivate confidence by consistently taking action despite their fears and doubts. Every time you push through discomfort and do something that challenges you're building what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. Start small by setting achievable goals and celebrating each victory, no matter how minor it might seem to others. One of the most powerful techniques for building confidence is visualization, combined with action. Spend 10 to 15 minutes each morning visualizing yourself successfully handling challenging leadership situations with poise and wisdom. See yourself making difficult decisions confidently, inspiring your team during tough times, and achieving your most ambitious goals. But visualization alone isn't enough. You must follow through with concrete actions that align with your mental rehearsals. Read leadership biographies, invest in personal development courses, practice public speaking, or volunteer to lead projects at work. The combination of mental preparation and real-world experience creates an unstoppable confidence that others can sense immediately. Fear of failure is the greatest enemy of self-confidence, but successful leaders have learned to reframe failure as valuable feedback rather than a reflection of their worth. When Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times while inventing the light bulb, he famously said he didn't fail. He found 1,000 ways that didn't work. This perspective transforms every setback into a stepping stone toward success. Start viewing your mistakes as tuition payments in the university of life, and you'll find that your confidence grows stronger with each challenge you face. The key is to fail fast, learn quickly, and apply those lessons to your next attempt. True leaders understand that communication is far more than just exchanging information. It's about creating emotional connections and inspiring others to take action. The most influential communicators in the world share one common trait: they speak from the heart with authenticity and passion. When you communicate with genuine enthusiasm about your vision, people can feel that energy and become naturally drawn to your message. Practice speaking about your goals and dreams with such conviction that others become excited just listening to you. Your words should paint vivid pictures that help people see and feel the future you're creating. Masterful communication also involves becoming an exceptional listener who truly understands what others need and want. Most people are so eager to share their own ideas that they forget to create space for others to express themselves. A skilled leader asks thoughtful questions that encourage people to open up and share their deepest concerns and aspirations. When you show genuine interest in others and make them feel heard and valued, they become much more receptive to your influence. Try this exercise. In your next conversation, focus 70% of your energy on listening and asking questions, and only 30% on sharing your own thoughts. The secret weapon of influential communication is storytelling, the ability to package your ideas in compelling narratives that stick in people's minds. Humans are naturally wired to remember stories much better than abstract concepts or statistics. When you want to persuade someone, don't just present facts and figures. Instead, share a relevant story that illustrates your point and creates an emotional connection. For example, instead of saying our company needs to improve customer service, tell a story about a customer whose life was positively transformed by exceptional service. Stories bypass the analytical mind and speak directly to the emotions, where all real decisions are made. The greatest leaders in history understood a fundamental truth: success is rarely a solo journey, and building exceptional teams is perhaps the most critical skill for sustainable achievement. A high-performance team isn't just a group of talented individuals working together. It's a carefully orchestrated symphony where each person's strengths complement the other's weaknesses. Start by identifying the specific skills, personalities, and perspectives you need to achieve your vision. Then actively seek out people who embody those qualities. Remember that diversity of thought and background often leads to more creative solutions and better decision-making than homogeneous groups. Creating a culture of excellence within your team requires establishing clear expectations. providing consistent feedback, and celebrating both individual and collective achievements. People perform at their highest level when they understand exactly what's expected of them and feel confident that their efforts will be recognized and rewarded. Hold regular one-on-one meetings with team members to discuss their goals, challenges, and development opportunities. Invest in their growth by providing training, mentorship, and new responsibilities that stretch their capabilities. When team members feel that you're genuinely invested in their success, they'll go above and beyond to contribute to the team's objectives. The most challenging aspect of team leadership is navigating conflicts and maintaining unity during difficult periods. Every team will face obstacles, disagreements, and moments of doubt. It's how you handle these situations that determines whether your team emerges stronger or falls apart. Address conflicts quickly and directly, focusing on solutions rather than blame. Create psychological safety where team members feel comfortable expressing dissenting opinions and admitting mistakes without fear of punishment. What separates exceptional teams from mediocre ones isn't the absence of problems, but their ability to work through challenges together and come out more cohesive on the other side. Every true leader will face periods of intense adversity that test their resolve and commitment to their vision. These challenging times aren't obstacles to overcome. They're opportunities to develop the mental toughness and resilience that separate great leaders from average ones. The key to maintaining motivation during tough times is remembering that adversity is temporary, but the character you build while facing it lasts forever. Study the biographies of successful leaders like Winston Churchill, Oprah Winfrey, or Steve Jobs, and you'll discover that their greatest achievements came after their most difficult setbacks. Your current challenges are preparing you for the level of success you're destined to achieve. Developing mental resilience requires creating daily habits and routines that keep you centered and focused regardless of external circumstances. Start each morning with activities that strengthen your mind and spirit. Meditation, exercise, reading inspirational material, or reviewing your goals and vision. These practices create a foundation of inner strength that remains stable even when everything around you seems chaotic. Keep a journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day, along with 1 lesson you learned and 1 action you'll take tomorrow to move closer to your goals. This simple practice trains your mind to focus on possibilities rather than problems. The most powerful motivation comes from connecting your daily actions to a purpose larger than yourself, something that will outlast your lifetime and benefit others. When you're driven by a mission to serve, inspire, or improve the lives of others, temporary setbacks become less significant because you're focused on the bigger picture. Create a clear vision statement that describes not just what you want to achieve, but how your success will positively impact your family, community, or even the world. Read this vision statement every morning and evening, and let it guide your decisions throughout the day. When your motivation is rooted in service to others, you'll find reserves of strength you never knew existed. The 5 principles you've just learned aren't just concepts to think about. They're tools that must be put into action immediately if you want to see real transformation in your leadership abilities. Every moment you delay implementing these strategies is another day you remain trapped in follower thinking, watching opportunities pass by while others step into the roles you secretly desire. The difference between those who watch these videos for entertainment and those who actually change their lives comes down to one thing: decisive action within the next 24 hours. Here on this channel, we dive deep into the timeless success principles that the world's greatest achievers have used to build extraordinary lives, and I want to know which of these 5 leadership principles resonated most powerfully with you. Drop a comment below and tell me about the biggest mental shift you experienced while watching this video, because your breakthrough could be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. More importantly, I challenge you to pick just one principle and commit to practicing it this week. Don't try to master all 5 at once, because sustainable change happens through focused, consistent action. If you're serious about developing the mindset of a true leader and you want to continue learning these proven success strategies, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell right now. I release new content every week that builds upon these foundational principles, taking you deeper into the psychology of achievement and showing you exactly how to apply Napoleon Hill's teachings in today's world. Your future self will thank you for making this commitment to your growth, because leaders aren't born, they're forged through deliberate practice and unwavering dedication to becoming more than they were yesterday.